Hello, I'm Dr. James Carter, a board-certified urologist with more than 20 years of experience in men's health and wellness. I have dedicated my career to helping men over 40 stay strong, healthy, and confident as they age. On this channel, I will share practical tips, medical insights, and natural solutions that truly make a difference. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe now so you do not miss future episodes. What if I told you that 3 vitamins could be the difference between dragging yourself through each day and waking up with steady energy, clearer thinking, and the kind of confidence you remember from years ago? That may sound bold, but I have seen this shift happen again and again in clinic. Men who thought their low energy, cloudy thinking, or declining performance were just something they had to accept have, with a few targeted steps, completely turned their lives around. Before we get into specifics, let me be clear about one thing. This is not about chasing some fantasy of reversing time. This is about giving your body the specific nutrients it needs so it can run at its best. These are practical, well-supported steps that fit into a normal life. If you stay with me through this talk, you will leave with a simple and realistic action plan you can start right away. First, I want to explain what we are dealing with as men age. Your body has been working hard for decades. Testosterone tends to decline with age. Your digestive system becomes less efficient at extracting nutrients from food. Your skin is slower at making vitamin D from sunlight. Circulation often becomes less flexible. Add to that modern lifestyle factors like too much time indoors, stress, alcohol, and a diet low in color and variety, and you get a recipe for slow energy, low drive, and reduced recovery. What many clinicians overlook is that a surprising amount of these age-related changes are connected to 3 correctable nutrient shortfalls. Correct those, and you support testosterone naturally, you support strong nerves and energy at the cellular level, and you support the vascular system so blood flow can do its job where it matters most. Those 3 vitamins are vitamin D3, vitamin B12, and vitamin C. I will walk you through why each one matters, how they work together, how to test for trouble, what forms work best, and how to incorporate them safely into your day. Let us start with vitamin D3. Think of vitamin D3 as a masculine vitality vitamin. Most people only think of vitamin D for bone health, but it is much broader. Vitamin D receptors are everywhere in the body, and vitamin D helps with hormone production and maintaining healthy blood vessels. In men, observational studies and clinical reviews point to links between vitamin D status and sexual health, including erectile function, and to relationships between vitamin D and testosterone. Older adults are especially at risk of low vitamin D because skin production falls with age, and many men spend far more time indoors than they realize. That combination makes deficiency common. If you want to know where you stand, ask your doctor for a 25-hydroxy-vitamin D blood test. When doctors talk about vitamin D, that is the number they measure. Be clear that you are aiming not just for a laboratory normal, but for an optimal range where the benefits for energy, mood, and circulation are most likely. For many men, keeping that number in a range commonly recommended by clinicians supports the kinds of improvements we are talking about. How do you raise vitamin D3 effectively? First, take vitamin D3, which is cholecalciferol, and take it with a meal that contains some fat. Vitamin D3 is fat-soluble, and taking it with eggs or nuts or a little cheese substantially improves absorption. Second, daily dosing is easier to sustain. Third, recheck the blood level after a course of consistent dosing so you know whether you reached your personal target. For many men over 40, supplements in the range commonly recommended by clinicians will reliably raise levels. There are important safety limits, so do not keep increasing the dose without checking blood work. And if you have a history of kidney stones or certain medical conditions, run this past your clinician. Next, vitamin B12. This is the cellular energy vitamin. B12 plays a central role in how your cells convert food into usable energy. It helps build healthy red blood cells and keeps the nervous system functioning properly. As men age, stomach acid falls, and that can make it much harder to extract B12 from food. You might be eating foods that contain B12, but your body cannot access it the way it used to. That decline in absorption is one of the main reasons older men develop B12 insufficiency. The symptoms of low B12 can be subtle at first. Persistent tiredness that sleep does not fix, brain fog, a dimming of mental sharpness, mood shifts, numbness or tingling in the hands and feet, and decreased interest in intimacy can all be related to low B12. Because B12 helps nerve health, low levels can be linked to sexual dysfunction in some men. The good news is that B12 replacement often shows meaningful improvements in energy and nerve-related symptoms, sometimes in a short period. When you look for supplements, consider the form. There are different forms of B12 on the market. Some clinicians prefer active forms such as methylcobalamin or adenosylcobalamin because they are the forms the body uses directly. Other forms, like cyanocobalamin, are effective and commonly used because they are stable and inexpensive. Evidence comparing the forms is mixed, and for many people any reasonable supplement will raise blood levels. That said, for men with nerve pain or significant absorption issues, sublingual preparations, or injections in certain cases, can bypass the digestive system and produce faster, more reliable rises in blood levels. If you suspect B12 trouble, ask your clinician for a serum B12 check. If levels are borderline, certain additional tests can help, including methylmalonic acid or a complete blood count. Older adults are commonly recommended to use a conservative supplementation approach because absorption from food is less reliable with age. If injections are advised because of true malabsorption, do not be alarmed. They are effective and commonly used. Now vitamin C. Most people think of vitamin C as a cold fighter. It does that, but it also plays a critical role in circulation and tissue repair. Vitamin C is essential for collagen production, which keeps blood vessels flexible and strong. It is also a powerful antioxidant and it supports the production and stability of nitric oxide, a chemical that allows blood vessels to relax and improves blood flow. Better nitric oxide signaling means better delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your muscles, to your brain, and to tissues involved in intimate performance. Clinical work has shown vitamin C can improve endothelial function and nitric oxide availability in people with vascular dysfunction. In some clinical trials, higher daily doses of vitamin C showed improvements not only in markers of vascular function, but also in mood and in measures related to sexual activity. Because vitamin C is water-soluble, your body does not store it, so consistent daily intake is important. Many men do well taking vitamin C in divided doses during the day to improve absorption and to reduce the chance of stomach upset. If you have kidney disease or a history of kidney stones, check with your clinician before taking large doses. These three vitamins work together like a championship team. Vitamin D3 supports hormonal balance and helps the system that maintains drive and baseline energy. B12 makes sure your cells can convert food into usable energy and keeps your nerves healthy. Vitamin C keeps the vascular system flexible so that energy and blood flow get where they need to go. If any one of these pieces is missing, the whole system underperforms. Now let us translate this into a practical, simple game plan you can use starting today. First, get tested. Baseline blood work is the single most useful step. Ask your clinician for a 25-hydroxy-vitamin D test and a serum B12 level. If B12 is borderline, consider additional testing such as methylmalonic acid. If you have symptoms of vascular issues or erectile difficulties, bring that up and ask for a discussion of circulation and involvement of other risk factors. Most insurance covers these basic tests. Second, when you start supplementation, do one change at a time. Give your body days to adjust, and give yourself a clear way to track what improves. For example, start with vitamin D3. Take it with a fat-containing meal each morning. After a consistent course, recheck your level and adjust with your clinician. Then add B12 if needed. Try a high-quality methylcobalamin sublingual tablet or a clinician-guided injection if your absorption is poor. Next, add vitamin C in divided doses. This stepwise approach helps you see which change makes the biggest difference for you. Third, build these habits into routines you already have. Link a supplement to your morning coffee or your toothbrushing. Routines are the easiest way to make consistency automatic. Fourth, be patient but watchful. Some men notice more energy in just a few days after starting B12. Improvements in circulation and a clear boost in performance may take several weeks of steady use. That timeline is normal because your body needs time to rebuild vitamin stores and repair tissue. Safety matters. Even though these vitamins are generally well tolerated, every body is unique. If you are taking blood thinners, have chronic kidney disease, or are on prescription medications, check with your clinician first. Vitamin D at very high doses can raise calcium and affect the kidneys. Vitamin C in very high unmonitored doses can be hard on the kidneys in people predisposed to stones. B12 is usually safe, but injectable forms are medical treatments and should be guided by a clinician. Do not assume more is better. Follow recommended doses and check your labs. Let me give you specific, practical pointers you can use right away. For vitamin D3, take your supplement with a meal that contains some fat, for instance eggs or a handful of nuts. That helps absorption. For folks who work early or do not eat in the morning, take it with dinner. Most men will do well with a daily supplement in amounts commonly used by clinicians to reach an optimal range, and a repeat blood test after consistent dosing will show whether your numbers are where you want them to be. For B12, sublingual tablets dissolve under the tongue and bypass some digestive hurdles, which is helpful for men whose stomach acid is low. If you have a history of gastric surgery or known malabsorption, a clinician may recommend injections. For vitamin C, aim for steady intake across the day and consider buffered formulas if you have a sensitive stomach. Pair vitamin C with colorful foods like bell peppers, berries, and dark leafy greens for even more benefit. Diet and lifestyle are not optional. Supplements help, but they work best when paired with the basics. Move your body regularly. Resistance training and short bursts of higher intensity work support testosterone and metabolic health. Walk outdoors when you can for a bit of sun and a mood boost. Focus on protein at meals, colorful vegetables, and healthy fats. Sleep matters more than most men realize. Manage alcohol intake and keep stress in check. Chronic stress raises cortisol, and cortisol works against the gains you are trying to build. Vitamin C helps support the stress response, but lifestyle is where the major wins come from. Now, how will you know this is working? Track a few simple measures. Note your morning energy, your focus, your mood across the week, your sleep quality, and for sexual performance, pay attention to firmness, duration, and confidence. Recheck blood work after you have been consistent for a while so you can objectively see where your levels stand. Adjust with your clinician. If something does not feel better after a reasonable trial, that is the moment to investigate further rather than just keep increasing doses. A realistic example of what a day could look like is this. With breakfast that includes fat, take your vitamin D3. Take a sublingual B12 in the morning or first thing after your coffee if that is your routine. Take vitamin C in divided doses, once mid-morning and once mid-afternoon, or use a slow-release formula if you prefer. Keep up protein and vegetables, aim for a short strength session 3 times a week, sleep well, and drink water. Give your body time to respond. Let us be practical about costs and choices. Many quality supplements are available. Pick brands that use third-party testing when possible and avoid megadoses unless you are being monitored. Cheap is not always better, but you do not need the fanciest product either. A straightforward cholecalciferol supplement for vitamin D3, a methylcobalamin or clinically recommended B12 preparation, and a buffered vitamin C with bioflavonoids are good options to discuss with your clinician. I want to emphasize one more time the principle behind this whole approach. We are not trying to mask symptoms. We are supporting the physiology that maintains hormones, nerves, and circulation. When those systems are supported together, many men report dramatic improvements in energy, mood, and sexual confidence. I have seen men in their 60s and 70s feel more like themselves again simply by addressing these specific, correctable shortfalls. If you take away a single thing from this talk, let it be this. Get tested. Build one habit at a time. Work with your clinician. And give your body consistent support. The combination of vitamin D3, vitamin B12, and vitamin C is simple, low risk in most men, and often underrated. Before we finish, a few safety reminders and final notes. If you take a blood thinner, talk to your clinician about interactions. If you have kidney disease, get medical guidance before taking large doses of vitamin C. If you are on multiple medications, coordinate testing and dosing with your clinician so everyone is on the same page. Supplements should not replace prescribed medicines when those are necessary. Finally, if you ever experience new symptoms after starting something, stop it and check with your clinician. If this information was useful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more evidence-based health content. I release in-depth videos like this because men over 40 deserve clear, practical guidance they can trust. Comment below and tell me which of these 3 vitamins you have tested or tried. Tell me what changed, even a small step. Your experience helps other men in this community. Now I want to ask you a few direct questions. Which of these 3 vitamins have you had tested in the last year? If you tried supplementation, what changes did you notice, and how long did it take to notice them? What has been your single biggest barrier to starting a supplement routine, and what would help you get past it? Share one small win you have had in the last month. I read every comment and I often use viewer stories in future episodes to help others. Thank you for watching. Remember, you are not too old to feel great. You just need the right tools and the commitment to use them. Take one step today, and then another tomorrow. I will see you in the next video.